Welcome to The Alternative Investor. Ntuthuko Shezi, founder and CEO of Livestock Wealth, pioneered the concept of crowd farming when he launched Livestock Wealth in October 2015. The idea is that people pull their funds together to a farm, to rather own a farm, and in the same way someone can purchase stock in a company or invest in a money market account, the platform enables its clients to invest in livestock and crops raised or cultivated on a farm. He joins us via Zoom for more. Ntuthuko, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon to all your viewers.
So, launched in 2015, it's been probably, say, a 4.5-year journey, close to about 5 years. What's it been like in terms of the reception you've received from investors out there?
Well, it's been an adventure. When we launched on the 13th of October 2015, we had about 26 cattle that we put on offer for people to buy and own. We put them on our website and waited for the first sale. I'm happy to say that we've since grown. Now we have over 4,000 cattle on our platform and close to 100 million rands worth of assets that we manage, which are cattle for breeding and for meat, macadamia trees, and even vertical gardens like your garden tunnels that people own through our platform.
Right. So tell me what inspired the add-on when it comes to the macadamia trees and the vertical gardens that you've just mentioned.
Sure. I think we knew that Africa loves their cattle. You talk to an African about cows, and in fact, the most Googled item of agriculture in South Africa is how much is a cow. But we knew that for us to go beyond cattle, we need to have other assets that where people can store value in. And for us, the macadamia tree made sense in that it's one of the most valuable crops in terms of average yield per hectare per year. Is in fact one of the highest grossing crops you can plant in a hectare of land. So we then followed the money and said, okay, what tree produces the best returns? And the macadamia was one such. And then the garden, we used exactly the same reasoning to say, what can we plant in a controlled environment away from the elements in a shielded environment? And the answer was high value, organically grown herbs like your basil, your parsley, your thyme, your corianders, which are of high value, yet they don't take up much space like a cabbage. You can grow a lot of that stuff in a small room and receive more revenue per square meter. That was our thinking.
When you look at Livestock Wealth portfolio, what's the most popular product right now?
It has to be the free-range ox. So that's the ox that is about 18 months or so old, and it's got 6 months to go before slaughter. And that then becomes beef that we supply to retailers, and that we also supply on our own Farmers Club meat box. People love that, I think, because it's a short-term investment, like 6 months. It's also affordable. It's 11,500 rand, and it works like a fixed deposit at the bank. So you invest and own the ox for 11,529, like a fixed deposit at the bank. You wait for 6 months. After 6 months, when it's slaughtered and it becomes beef, that's payday for you, where you're getting your money back plus a return. And at today's prices, it's about 5 or 6% in 6 months, which is really good, because that translates to about 11 or 12% per year, which is double what you would get at the bank.
Right. So with regards to the oxen, the investor sees a minimum profit within 6 months. When it comes to the macadamia nut tree, at what point do you start seeing a return? Is it even longer?
Yes, the macadamia tree is a little bit longer, and there's a reason for that. Even though it's the highest grossing crop, it takes 6 years for the tree to grow from the time you planted it to the time you get the first fruits. So then you own it when it's planted, and then you wait a period of 6 years while it grows and is being maintained by the farmer in terms of irrigation, fertilizers, and all that nutrition programs. And at year 6, then that becomes payday for you then as the investor, where your investment matures. So for people who are like planning long term, like school fees for university, it's perfect because it essentially doubles your money in 6 years.
What are the risks involved in this? I mean, it sounds like a really great idea. You seem to have done very well for yourself over this period. But what is it that investors need to bear in mind, whether they want to invest in your most popular product or within the macadamia trees?
Sure. I think people always ask about, okay, what if my cow dies? What if there's drought, etc.? And this was the first questions we received in 2015 when we started Livestock Wealth. So we have, over these years, really perfected it in terms of saying, like your macadamia trees and the cows are insured, either whether by an insurance company or by the farmer themselves. So if something happens to the cow that you have, which is in the farmer's care, is not the only cow that the farmer owns. He's got 99 other cows. So if something happens to your one cow, he just grabs one of the 99 and replaces your one. And then you are back to the same place you were prior to your assets dying from whatever eventuality. So those are things that we have perfected over the last 5 years.
Yeah. What's next in terms of the outlook? What are you working on in terms of your 2021 plans?
2021 plans, we're looking to really improve our technology. We've got some really exciting things up our sleeves. So when you and I speak next year, you should be able to pick up your phone. In fact, even earlier than November next year. By March, you should be able to pick up your phone and then open the Livestock Wealth app and then be able to actually see your cow because it's going to have a collar on its neck. You'll be able to see your cow as it moves around on the farm. And then you can be able to see it where it's been that whole day. You can see if it's skipping the fence and all the other stuff that you want to know as an investor. So that's the technology we're building, and it's taken some time to build it, but it's been an exciting journey, to really bring the cow to everyone's pocket through a mobile app. So that's the next big thing we're working on, and you guys will be the first to know when we launch that in a couple of months.
Ntuthuko, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. That is Ntuthuko Shezi, who is the CEO and founder of a company called Livestock Wealth. That's it from me. I'll be back tomorrow with books on